Perfect example of Andre's style in his political style. Andre is on the Economic Advisory Committee. Local businessman J.R. Kent proposed changing the bylaws to allow for 80% lot coverage from 50%. J.R. then proposed an amendment to allow it for 75%. One of the opponents to the change suggested an amendment to allow for 60% lot coverage. It seems to me that there was room to negotiate. If Andre had reached out to the opponents prior to the meeting, maybe considered trying to reach an agreement which would have, all the parties would have supported. It's not a secret what parties would be opposed to it and what parties would be in support of it. If you called them, asked them, what's your position, why is it important to you, they probably could have walked out with, I believe, probably 70% lot coverage. And I think J.R. Kent would have been satisfied with that step. It was a step in the right direction. But failing to initiate contact with other people and trying to reach out to people and find out what's important to the residents caused that to fail. And instead, that proposed bylaw was voted down. I think the same thing with the wind facilities bylaw. Andre's on the Board of Selectmen, was the Board of Selectmen's liaison to the Alternative Energy Committee, who proposed the bylaw. During the town meeting, there were so many proposed amendments to the bylaw that it became too confusing. That bylaw also got voted down. Why wasn't, if that bylaw was taken from the Mass Technology Collaborative website, basically, worked off that, take a copy of it, put it in PDF form, send it out to the other members on the board, ask them for their input, contact some of the other members on the committees, ask them for their input, and let's get it done. And then when you show up to the board, to the town meeting, you got everyone on board. I don't think it makes sense to show up and not know that you got everybody on board that as you possibly can prior to. So being prepared, and that's the difference in our style. I'm going to reach out. Andre has failed to do that.
Andre, you seem like you want to surprise. I just want to give you 30
seconds. I have to respond. I have to respond a little bit.
Yeah, just 30 seconds, then I want to.
Yeah, I mean, your comments are just showing a complete ignorance of understanding how zoning is done. And the idea that we would take the bylaw from a state agency, a guide bylaw, and make a PDF of it and submit it to town and to town meeting.
It's in PDF form on the website.
Without adapting it to Duxbury's conditions. And if you think that that wasn't done where we were talking with people, it's such a lack of understanding of how bylaws are produced in town that it would be scary to have.
Andre, there were a number of people who made motions on the floor to amend that bylaw, right? Every one of them was in favor of that bylaw. Every single one of them was in favor of that bylaw. Yet it didn't pass because those people were not reached out to before the bylaw was passed. And that bylaw is in PDF form on the website already.
I think you...
Gentlemen, I feel like we're straying. I want to move on to another issue. So. Yeah.